What? Gotta get some snacks. This is a long freaking video. Welcome back to the game Theorist. I used to react to his videos every once in a while, and I stopped doing it. He might have other theories of Minecraft, but I've never seen him upload one before, and I'm very interested in this because it's an Enderman, and I always never really questioned the Enderman. Like, for some reason, I didn't, even though it was super weird and human-like and picked up blocks. Yeah, anyway, I want to get into this. So yeah, let's go.
No one. Literally no one.
Again with the memes.
Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me.
A creeper?
Hello, Internet.
An Enderman has never
took
blocks off my house before.
Call it nostalgia, call it a return to a more innocent time, call it a desire to trend right off of PewDiePie's success playing the game that just overthrew Fortnite. Rest in peace, Jurgen. But I have been digging through a lot of Minecraft lore.
Dang, Minecraft?
Oh, and you absolutely heard that right. According to Google Trends, Minecraft is now on top of Fortnite, both in terms of web search and here on YouTube. It's like the Grover Cleveland of video games. And by that I mean a game that was king, gave up its crown to someone else, but then snatched it back, just like old Grover C did when he was elected president.
I'm glad though, because Minecraft is a good game.
That matter. Honestly, it's like the only thing
even though
Cleveland's known for. Heck, this 10 fascinating facts article on him couldn't even come up with anything remotely interesting, let alone fascinating. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, Minecraft on the other hand.
Yeah, what were you talking about? How are you gonna talk about presidents or whatever you're talking about?
Now 10 years old. Happy anniversary, by the way. Its lore still hasn't been cracked. Oh sure, there's plenty of speculation and lots of really good ideas.
Yeah,
but to
like
my
I
knowledge,
said,
no one has truly been able to piece.
I've never really looked up any lore videos except for like Herobrine, you know, because that was the most popular thing.
Together a final,
so this is completely new to me.
All mysteries of this world tied together lore solve. And so today I don't really plan on doing that. I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm starting to learn that people take it really seriously when I say stuff like, today we're solving this. So let me instead say this quite honestly to you. I'm gonna do my best to start us on a journey to solve this thing. I want to start a conversation with all of you where we can pool our knowledge and figure this out together. I want to put together my thoughts on pieces of evidence that stood out as particularly interesting to me, propose to you what I
was always weird,
to mean, and then leave further discussion in our collective communal hands. It
wasn't something I was like, you know, really focused on back then.
And like any theory, it's meant to be discussed, analyzed, criticized, added to, tested. And because it's a theory about video games, it's meant most importantly of all to be fun. And if along the way we solve some deep-seated lore mysteries, great, more power to us. These games at the end of the day are puzzles to solve. And so I'm gonna do my best to lead that charge in solving those puzzles. But I want you to be there with me every step of the way. And so our first step when it comes to solving Minecraft is tackling the Endermen. Originally programmed into the game as a joking reference to Slender Man, these tall, dark, and
really? I didn't even know that.
Creatures, well, just tall and dark, I guess, have become the cornerstone upon which all other lore in this game is built. Solving what the Endermen are is essential if we have any hope of truly coming to the definitive solution.
I'm really excited to see what he comes up with because his theories usually make a lot of sense, and he puts a lot of work into them.
After exploring the design of survival mode, the gameplay decisions, even
I never see games the same again after I watch these.
Surprise, surprise! I have myself a theory as to what they actually are. Admittedly, it's not a new theory, but what it lacks for an originality, it more than makes up for in evidence and observation. It is my proposal to you today that the Endermen aren't aliens, they're not ghosts. I almost thought that they were insects, but that one didn't pan out. No.
That one kind of makes sense.
What they are,
because you know, like the Endermites that are in the end and stuff.
Is human. They're brilliant humans. Humans who are in trouble. A literal fight for their lives and needed an escape. But in the process, they suffered a horrific fate, reducing them to the moaning shadow.
Okay, dang, I got deep fast.
That they are now. So, in the true spirit of Minecraft, let's start building ourselves
in the
a theory,
thumbnail, they're
shall we?
humans.
What do we know about these creatures? Well, first, we know that they're one of the game's neutral mobs, meaning that they're not going to attack you unless they're actively provoked. This is already
I'm not going to say anything. I was about to say
because it
something
means that in
positive,
many
but
ways, they come
oh
in
wait.
peace. I mean, look at the list of mobs and all of their behavior patterns. Anything
The
else
vegan
that's nice to
Enderman.
you is either an animal, a villager, or a zombie pigman, which is weird and honestly merits an episode of its own for another day.
Yeah,
Everything, and I mean
I'll definitely watch that one if he
everything
makes that theory.
else is
So that's
hostile,
actually, I'm actually very
except for the
interested in
Enderman.
that.
So already there's a bit of an odd, tenuously peaceful relationship between us and the Endermen, but it gets even weirder when you consider that they're the only other creatures other than Steve or Alex able to move blocks. Sure, they're kind of picky about what blocks they pick up, but carrying blocks is an ability only shared between our character and the Endermen. As the mob bestiary says, quote, they will not just pick up any block, but will
Some Fritos for this.
dirt and sand, flowers and other plants, and rather oddly TNT. Some claim the Enderman is indulging in a
This reaction was cool and all, but try to eat with your mouth closed or don't eat while recording. It's disgusting and distracting.
form of
They're trying to
play,
blow us
attempting
up.
to communicate. Speaking of communication, we also know that they can talk, or at least had the ability to talk. Listen to some of the sound clips from when Endermen are idling near you.
I never questioned this either. It's so weird.
There's clearly a language here, a real language that
It's like
we
almost
as humans
glitchy,
can
you know?
understand.
Like
Listen
it's
again.
from
You should be
a different
hearing,
thing.
hey, hello. This next one
That's
is
kinda
really
weird.
clear. What's up?
Oh, yeah, dang.
Which
The Enderman is literally telling you how to
presumably is
freaking beat the
referencing
game.
Eyes of
Seriously?
Ender, the items that allow
That's
you to find
cool, if
strongholds
that's actually
where
what
they're
they're
used
aiming
to
for.
activate a portal to the End, home of the Enderman and the game's final boss, the Ender Dragon. So we have ourselves neutral
Never even
creatures
thought
who are
of
able to
that.
move blocks just like us and have language abilities far beyond what we hear elsewhere in the game from characters like the villagers. It's certainly a lot of odd similarities to be sure, but far from airtight evidence that the Endermen are somehow related to men. But now let's take a minute to actually look at their home, the End. The End is
very
a
strange.
weird final dimension for Minecraft. It honestly feels to me like where the
It's really big, too. You know, the thing I noticed about Minecraft is the different dimensions. Seems like the main world is where they put the most work in. The other ones are just like wastelands. Just like one block, maybe. Like maybe it's like 2 blocks you can maybe find there each.
game started to run out of money. Not that it could ever run out of money. With the whole thing just being a bunch of endstone and purple blocks. Ugly purples and yellows everywhere. Huge chunks of landscape missing. And giant cities that you can visit far off in the distance. All of which
It's
are
like
eerily
the continents spreading
This is
apart.
the home of the Endermen, sure. Even the mob bestiary says it. But look closer and you see that while the Endermen may call this dimension home, and they certainly wander around in the empty open landscapes, these giant looming Thanos purple buildings.
It's really hard to talk on game theory videos, by the way. Like, it's just, there's so much information
for them.
getting
What do I
thrown
mean
at
by
you.
that? Well, let's
So
take
sorry
a
if
look
I'm not, you know,
inside the end cities. There's tons of great
commentating
loot
too
hidden all
much.
over the place. Inside the chests, you can find everything from enchanted swords to saddles and armor for your horse. The
I haven't
Minecraft game
explored the other thing, like after you defeat the Ender Dragon and you go into the other place that has like the towers and boats and stuff. I haven't really
Wikipedia breaks down everything
explored that
we
place
can
too
find
much.
Here, but something's
But
wrong
dang,
with
if it
them.
has this crap
None
in it,
of
I
these
definitely
items
will
are
want to go over
actually
there.
useful to the Endermen. They don't wear armor, they don't attack with swords, and they certainly don't ride animals. Heck, there are no animals in the end.
Oh, so they came there with all the stuff, and then they, like, something happened? That's what I'm kind of getting.
To ride. Even the fact that the items are kept in chests should be a huge red flag here.
Well,
Remember, Endermen are
yeah,
only
but
picking
it
up
might just
certain
be, you know,
blocks, and none of those blocks
because you
entail
went through all
chests.
that work of defeating the Ender Dragon, and they want to reward you with legendary and good stuff in the chest.
They
But
can't use these
you know,
things
this is
or
lore
the thing that stores those things. All
and
of this
theories.
points to the idea that
So-
the End's cities weren't built by the Endermen. They were built by and for someone else. Some other ancient people who managed to get to the
there
end.
must be some good
When you
designers.
start up a new survival mode game,
People
you
that
enter
created
a blank
those then.
world. Immediately you notice that you're the only one of your kind. Oh, sure, as you adventure, you'll come across NPCs like the villagers, but they're not like you. They don't look like you. They can't.
I like when everything like comes together in it, and then he
like
starts to talk
you
like this,
and
you know?
villagers are fundamentally different. It's almost as if you're a different species.
Yeah, villagers
This
are
fact
weird.
is even supported by zombie attacks. When bit, a villager doesn't transform into a normal zombie. It turns
into a zombie
specifically into a
villager.
zombie villager. Regular zombies and zombie
That makes a
villagers
lot
are different.
more
In
sense
fact,
now.
the only times that you ever really see anything that looks even remotely like you, it's always in the form of undead enemies. Zombies, drowned,
Endermen.
husks. It implies that once upon a time there were other humans here, but they all died en masse. It's a strange
getting
thing you probably
juicy.
noticed, but you shrug it off and you continue on your journey. Then you start discovering pre-existing structures, mine shafts, temples in the desert, monuments underwater, all
Well, I
abandoned,
knew
all
that,
of them
like this
lost
part of it,
to
like
time.
there was probably
Again,
people
you're the
before
only
us.
person who can build things in this world, and you certainly didn't build any of these things, so where did they come from? Making things even more suspicious is the fact that ruins like desert temples are protected by cleverly designed booby traps. Elaborate fake floors complete with pressure plates and grids of TNT. It all points to one thing: an advanced society of builders
Yeah,
once lived in the
okay.
overworld, but have since disappeared. So that begs the question, where did they go? Maybe they all died, which in turn led to the armies of the undead mobs that we have to guard against every night. And while
Got
I
a
certainly
disease
think that that's part of it,
catch?
it's not the whole story. Because we know that they went somewhere.
That's probably why they
teleported
left or something,
somewhere.
to
Well, they could have gone
go somewhere
any number
else.
of places. We
Because, like, you know, might have been like an infection or just some random creature
know for a
randomly
fact that
got
one of the
evolved or
places they ended
something.
up was the end. How can we be so sure? Strongholds. Strongholds are the hidden ancient ruins that contain massive portals to the end. Whatever this ancient society was, they were so advanced that they could figure out how to build these things, which in turn makes them more advanced than even you, the player. In survival mode, you can't craft the end frames necessary to construct this thing. In order to travel to the end, you must find these portals hidden
Really?
within the stronghold.
I
And
thought you could
what's
make them with
there
like
for you?
glass
I mean,
and.
have you ever thought to
Oh
question
yeah, you
that
need
name,
endstone for it, right?
Stronghold? It's a pretty odd choice. Personally, I would think it to be like the portal room, or the gateway room, or the
weird.
altar, or something, anything like that. But instead,
True.
the designers of Minecraft named it Stronghold, a term that refers to a highly secure structure built for defending against attacks. And there's that idea again.
So maybe they were like hiding out from
An ancient
something.
civilization of
and they
advanced
teleported somewhere
builders
else to get
that was
away.
quickly dying. A group of builders, just like our player, who were being threatened in the overworld and needed an escape. And what they created was a portal to another dimension, the end, where, wouldn't you know it, they built store the items and armor from their previous world. But there was one
This
thing
makes a lot
that
of
they
sense.
didn't expect, that this would be a one-way trip, that the portal would close up behind them, leaving them stranded in a strange and barren
So they got
wasteland.
trapped
Sure,
there?
they were safe from whatever was killing them in the overworld, but now they were trapped in a wasteland. A wasteland
With a
guarded by
dragon?
an unstoppable dragon,
Yeah.
and they came unprepared. Based on what we see in the chests, they came in with swords and armor and horses. Effective weapons to be sure, but not against an otherworldly foe. A giant foe that flies around and attacks with towering beams.
And especially if they don't know how to like defeat him yet.
Health. They couldn't defeat this thing, hence why
They-
it's still living. When
You know, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have, you know, just a health bar, seeing that it even regains their health.
arrived.
They wouldn't
And
know
as we
anything
from
about
the game,
it.
The only way out of the end is through defeating the Ender Dragon. And since they couldn't, they were stuck, trapped there for generations. They learn to live in harmony with the dragon. They make a new life with whatever limited resources they have there, building homes using the strange end stones and purple blocks. They run out of food and soon have nothing to eat, so they turn to the strange chorus fruits found there. Chorus fruits.
Oh, I completely forgot about the chorus fruit.
Have teleportation properties.
Yeah.
And over time, they begin to change.
So that's probably how they got
adapt to
their
new surroundings.
powers.
Oh, sure, they retain some human features. According to the diagrams in the mob bestiary, their brains are very human-like, and they have the flat faces and wide eyes indicative of humans. They still do vaguely look like our player character, but they evolve to grow taller, which makes picking the tall stalks of chorus fruit easier. Similar to
Oh,
how
that makes
giraffe
so
necks
much
got
more
longer
sense.
to more easily reach higher
Makes
up
a lot of
leaves.
sense.
The fruit's teleportation abilities starts to rub
Yeah.
off on them. So instead of having to rely on ender pearls to
This
teleport
theory
around,
seems
they
very
instead
correct.
naturally gain the ability from their diet. Over
Yeah.
time, they slowly forget their ability to build. I mean, why build when there's no escape? When there's not even many resources with which to craft? But
This
they
is so
still
freaking
retain
cool.
the ability to pick up blocks. Though their skill for speech gets forgotten, they do retain a rudimentary language, still speaking in those distorted to the Endermen. Even some of their memories may still remain. One odd detail of the Endermen is that wearing a pumpkin on your head prevents them from becoming aggressive. Maybe it reminds them, somewhere deep down, of a simpler time, or of the friendly golems that they would construct back on the overworld.
Yeah.
Regardless, the civilization is stuck there. Oh sure, some are able to teleport out into the overworld or into the nether.
So I think they're a little
but
bit
most are
influenced by the
forced to
dragon, though.
live there, under the rule of the dragon. And we know this isn't by choice, because when you finally arrive in the end, when you finally defeat their oppressor, the achievement we receive is Free the End. The Endermen at this point are so far gone from the
Okay, that
kind
kind of confirms it a little bit, like this theory, but still, like, you never know what they were going for.
The player have brought closure to this oppressed civilization, one that was forced to flee to a new dimension in order to survive, only to wind up trapped yet again. And that, my friends, is the story of Minecraft. You're a builder, and you follow in the path of the great builders who came before.
That would be cool if that was
discovering
actually what they were
their
going
work,
for,
learning of
though.
their enemies, unlocking
Dang.
their technology, and ultimately freeing them from their
Map
greatest
always has,
oppressor.
like,
Now, admittedly, there are
seems
some
very
different things to
close,
explain here,
at
like
least.
how this ancient civilization got access to the ender pearls necessary to craft the Eyes of Ender required to build a portal to the end. If they themselves become the Endermen, it would require some sort of time loop, which honestly there isn't a whole lot of evidence for. Instead, my thought here is that the Ender Pearls are items that they learn to create before becoming Endermen, before going to the end. I mean, think about this. We know that this ancient civilization was able to access the Nether. End rods and Eyes of Ender both require blaze-related materials to craft. So this civilization had
Really? Oh,
definitely
I didn't know
visited
that.
that dimension, and thus knew how to access the powers of teleportation. So maybe they learned how to harness that in a smaller, portable form, i.e. the Ender Pearl, before ever making it to the end? I'm not 100%
That's cool, yeah.
sure. It's honestly just speculation to try and solve for this theory's biggest problem. Anyway, I want to know, what do you think? Did you like it? Did you not? Let's build it out from there. Why do they hate Endermites? Where'd the villagers come from? And seriously, what is the deal with the zombie pigman civilization? Like I said, the Endermen are just the start to the puzzle that is Minecraft, but there is still plenty more here for us to
Dang,
discover. So
oh my
until
God.
then, remember, that's just a theory. A game theory.
The acid walks in.
watching. And hey, if you enjoyed that, start picking away at the box on the left to check out my video on what Minecraft creepers really are. It's an older video, and it's more scientific, but it's one of my favorites. Or heck, chip away.
Oh, so he did make the other theories, okay. Well, anyway, that was the Lost History of Minecraft's Enderman. That was seemed very accurate, and as always, it was a good video. Like the editing and everything else. Yeah, I really like that, and I think that's actually very true, what he was saying. I don't know if they were going for, because it said it was a joke, like for Slenderman, so I don't think they were going for that at first, but maybe they kind of got that idea after a while. But that's cool. I like that theory a lot, and I'm gonna kind of go with the theory too now because that made a lot of sense. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please like and subscribe. I'll definitely probably be reacting to his other ones when he makes them, and yeah, goodbye.